Okay, so today we're going to be creating effects in minicamp, which is this program right back here. Get up to the front there. There it is. I'm going to be creating effects for this in Gimp. I'm just going to go ahead and minimize this and get it out of the way here. Sorry if the audio is a little off. I record the audio separate. This is Gimp 2.6, and you can download this from free online. Just go ahead and go to Google and search for Gimp. We're going to start off with a new image. I'm going to make it 640 by 480, which is the average webcam software output. 640 by 480 or 320 by 240. And first off, when you start up a new image, you get a white background. If you don't want that, you want your image to be see-through, you can go ahead and add a new transparent layer. And then go ahead and just delete the background layer. But for simplicity, we're going to go ahead and leave the white background there so we can see it a little easier. So we're going to come in, create a new white background, and move that down. And now select the transparent background. And then we're going to create an effect, a box around here. It looks like an old camcorder. We're going to have a blinking light with the word record at the top. So we're going to come over and select our box selection tool, or rectangle selection tool, and drag a box. Doesn't have to be perfect. And go about right there. And then when you want to right click and go to select and then border. What that's going to do is allow you to create a border out of that selection. And we're going to set it to about 3 pixels, so it's not too big, but it's not too small to see. And there we go. Then we're going to fill that with black using the paint can tool. And just click there. There you go. Alright. Now we're going to go to select and none. Or you can do Shift Control A, which will take off the selection. Otherwise, everything you do will only happen inside that selection. So then we're going to go ahead and select the select tool again. And we're going to remove some of this box because camcorders just had the 4 squares or corners around them. Then do Control X to delete it. Control Shift A to unselect everything. And then do the same thing to the sides. And Control X again once we get our selection made. And then Control Shift A. Now we're going to create the layer for the blinking light. And to do that, we need to come over and create a new layer. Give the video some time to catch up here. Here I'm talking about where I'm going to place it. I'm going to put it on the left hand side. And I'm selecting the brush first. We'll get to the layer here in a second. I'm going to use a bright red. Press OK. And the brush is a little small, so I'm going to change the brush. Now I'm going to use the largest fuzzy brush. And that's about the right size. We're going to use that one. So now we're going to create a new layer. Okay, I guess I didn't create a new layer for that. Okay, yeah, we just put this in the background since this is going to stay there. Sorry about the audio screw-ups. Nope. I guess I did choose different. Okay, so we're going to create a transparent layer now, I guess. And we're going to put that button right there. Just click once. The more you click, the darker that circle is going to get. And then select the first layer again, and this is where we're going to put the word record so it stays on the screen when the animation is going. So we're going to go and drag the box and then type REC, and then you can also go over and change the font by hovering your mouse over this one, and you can move the mouse wheel up and down, or you can click on it and choose from the list. I'm going to go sans bold here at a size of about, I believe I went with 23 on that. Then we're going to move it so it looks a little better. Then click close. And now we've got the start. We're going to merge this down. Otherwise, this text is going to become part of the animation. So go ahead and merge that down. Just right click on the layer and go to merge down, which I had some problems finding it there. Merge down, and that's going to flatten that text onto that first transparent layer. Now when we turn it off and on, you can see that it disappears and that red dot stays there. So now we're going to create the larger red dot, which is going to be the light getting a little brighter. We don't want the same size circle, so we're going to select the top layer and create a new layer, transparent. The reason why we select top layers is because new layers are created above the layer that's selected. So now we're going to increase the scale of that brush. That looks good, so we're going to stamp that on top of it here once we get the bright red again. And it looks about right, so we're going to stamp that down. Now you see it's a little bit bigger, so when we turn it on and off, it looks like the light is getting brighter and dimmer. And we're going to go ahead and delete the white background eventually. I don't think we do it. Yep, we do it right now. Alright, and then we're going to merge that second layer down to make the animation a little easier. Right here what we're doing is just naming it 1, and then in curvy brackets with shift number 9 we're going to put 600 ms, which stands for 600 milliseconds. So that first layer will stay on the screen for 600 milliseconds and then it'll disappear. I'm going to merge this layer down to the background to make the animation a little easier and take up less space. So now when I check and uncheck the eye there, you can see the light is blinking. Now we need to name the bottom layer as background. That'll tell the software that that layer needs to stay there. Now we go ahead and save it. We'll save as. And we're going to save to the desktop so it's easy to find. rec.gif. Alright, then we're going to press save. And then we're going to open it up in a browser to make sure it's working properly. So here, we're going to save as animation. And then we're going to go ahead and click export. Here I'm telling you about the grayscale. If you want a color, go and click the convert to index if you're saving as a GIF. Otherwise, if you don't care, go and just click convert to grayscale and your animation will come out black and white. And here you can put in comments if you want to. So if you don't want anybody to take your image, you can put created by then your name or whatever you want in there. And we're going to change this to 600 milliseconds just so we're sure that the software is going to use 600 milliseconds on our animation. Here you can usually leave this to I don't care, but I'm going to change it to cumulative layers combined. That way the background layer will stay there no matter what. On a regular animation you can set those to dispose so it only shows one layer at a time. Now we saved it, let's minimize and open this up in a web browser. I was going to open Internet Explorer, but I really don't like Internet Explorer, so instead I opted to use Google Chrome for now. Any browser will work just fine. You don't have to use one or the other. Here we see the animation. You see the red dot is blinking up and down. Notice it doesn't have that nice faded look. That's because GIFs with the indexed kind of makes things a little more blocky with less shading in them. Now we're going to go ahead and upload this, or actually install this into Minicam. And here I thought it was a different way since I've used Minicam for a while, but at the bottom there's actually an add new effect button, which I'll find here in a second when I get done messing around with all these. Just give me a moment here as I stumble through stuff. Oh, now I found the add new effect button. Okay. Click that, and then it's going to ask you to choose where the file's at. Mine's on the desktop, so I just click Browse. And then we're going to go to the desktop, choose that rec.gif, press Open. And you can set the type, and having an object, and then category, you can make your own categories. You may notice when you install some effects, it creates a new category for you. This is why it does that. And you set the name for it. And of course you can say who it's created by, so when you upload it to minicam, it actually has your name on there. And then you can also just right click. We're going to change the source here so you can see a little better. Switch over to white. And you see the animation looks pretty good there. I probably could have made that square a little bigger, but for now it works out okay. Now we're going to upload this to the website. So we right click on the effect and go to publish to site. And this is actually going to open up Firefox. And then you want to log in. And since I wasn't already logged in, I'm going to have to go through a few other things just to get it uploaded correctly. If you're already logged in, you click publish to site. It'll pop up at the upload screen already. This is Minicamp's main site. I'm going to go to my area and then submit effect. All effects have to be approved. Usually takes 1 to 3 days for them to be approved before they'll show up. Go and click on browse here, which apparently I was trying to do something else here. Yeah, publish the site, and then it opens up a new window. And it has a link underneath there in gray, so I can actually just copy that and paste it. That way you don't have to go through documents and settings, application data, and all that junk. Then just paste it in the file name window. And press open, and I'll put it in there for you. And then you want to fill out description and tags, which I also messed up on. Just give me a minute. And for description, put old style camcorder. And the tags, I actually thought I could put more tags in, but you can only put 3 tags, and each tag can only be up to 12 characters long. So I ended up having to redo this as well. So you saw the other websites that I put stuff up online and have multiple tags. So I had to shorten the tags down. So I just went ahead and went with cam, overlay, and I believe my name. Yeah, my name and overlay. And then of course we had to paste that back in there again so we could open the file again. And then you scroll down, which I'll figure out here in a minute, and then click upload. And that's it. Now it's up there, and in 1 to 3 business days your effect should be available for people to start downloading. So leave comments.